Are you sitting down? Because this is huge. You have no idea what just happened behind the scenes in Cleveland, and it involves a star quarterback that everyone is talking about. This situation is evolving into a massive franchise-altering decision that could change everything for the future of the organization. Before we break down all the details of this developing story, I need you to do something very fast. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and right now, leave a comment with your name and the city you are watching from. I want to see how far our community reaches. Do it now because this update is critical. I am hearing from sources within the building that the internal debate regarding the signal caller position has reached a boiling point, and the outside noise is becoming impossible to ignore. This is not just about football. It is about the identity of the entire franchise moving forward. The situation surrounding Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland has reached a level of complexity that few could have predicted when he fell to the 5th round of the draft. I can tell you, based on conversations with league insiders and those close to the Browns organization, that the circus atmosphere following this young quarterback is creating a legitimate dilemma for general manager Andrew Berry and head coach Kevin Stefanski. When Shedeur Sanders was available late in the draft, many teams passed because of the perceived baggage. Now, that baggage is parked right in the middle of Huntington Bank Field, and it is causing a ripple effect throughout the locker room. The core of the issue stems from the fact that Shedeur Sanders is not just a backup quarterback. He is a global brand with a massive social media following and a vocal support system that demands he be on the field. This has put Dillon Gabriel in an incredibly difficult position. Dillon Gabriel, who has been the starter for much of this period, has had to deal with constant boos from a fan base that is enamored with the potential of Shedeur Sanders, despite the analytical evidence suggesting the team struggles significantly when the rookie is under center. Let's look at the numbers because they are staggering. According to Pro Football Focus, Shedeur Sanders currently holds a grade of 48.6. To put that in perspective, that ranks him 41st out of 41 graded quarterbacks in the NFL. He has the worst passer rating in the league. Yet the pressure to play him is immense. Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com has noted that Shedeur Sanders is trending toward being the frontrunner for the 2026 starting job, but the path to get there is paved with landmines. The fundamental question the Browns front office must answer this offseason is whether they can afford to draft another quarterback in the 1st round. If they use a top 5 pick on a prospect like Fernando Mendoza, can Shedeur Sanders realistically stay on the roster as a backup? History suggests the answer might be no. We have seen this before with high-profile personalities like Tim Tebow or Johnny Manziel. When you have a backup who is more famous than the starter, it creates an environment where the starter has zero margin for error. Every incomplete pass by Dillon Gabriel or a potential new rookie would result in chance for Shedeur Sanders. This creates a toxic dynamic that can destroy a head coach's ability to manage a locker room. Kevin Stefanski is known for his stoic nature and his ability to block out the noise, but even he has felt the pressure of the relentless media attacks regarding how he has handled the quarterback rotation. The leadership aspect is where things get even more interesting. Despite the poor statistics, reports indicate that Shedeur Sanders has shown flashes of the leadership mantle that teams look for in a franchise pillar. He has a huddle presence that commands respect, and he has been vocal about trying to lead the team through a difficult stretch. However, leadership without production is a recipe for long-term failure in the NFL. The Browns are currently looking at a roster that has massive holes at offensive line and wide receiver. If they decide that Shedeur Sanders is the guy, they can use their 2 first-round picks to rebuild the infrastructure around him. But if they aren't convinced, and his 48.6 PFF grade suggests they shouldn't be, they are stuck in a PR nightmare. If they draft a quarterback high, they almost certainly have to trade Shedeur Sanders to avoid the circus following them into 2026. The financial implications are also a factor. As a 5th-round pick, Shedeur Sanders is incredibly cheap, which is an asset for a team dealing with a tight salary cap. However, the cost of the distraction might outweigh the savings on the cap. When you analyze the tactical impact on the field, the struggle is evident. The offensive line has been subpar, yes, but Shedeur Sanders has struggled with the speed of the NFL game, often holding onto the ball too long and taking unnecessary sacks, which further highlights the deficiencies of the front 5. This is a classic chicken and egg scenario. Is the quarterback bad because of the line, or is the line looking worse because of the quarterback's processing speed? Comparing this to historical situations, we can look at the 2012 Jets with Mark Sanchez and Tim Tebow. The media circus was so intense that it eventually imploded the team's season. The Browns are teetering on that same edge. The fan base in Cleveland is passionate and desperate for a winner, and right now they are divided. Half the fans want the excitement and the brand of Shedeur Sanders, while the other half, and likely the coaching staff, wants the stability, a more traditional developmental path. Looking at the upcoming 2026 schedule, the Browns face a gauntlet of elite defenses. If they enter that season with this quarterback controversy still simmering, it could result in another lost year. The front office needs to make a definitive statement this spring. They either need to go all in on Shedeur Sanders and tell the world he is the future, or they need to move on and let a new 1st-round pick start with a clean slate. The problem is that Shedeur Sanders is not a player you can just quietly move on from. Any move will be met with national media scrutiny from every major sports outlet. It is a high-stakes poker game where the Browns are playing with the future of the franchise.
In conclusion, the Shedeur Sanders era in Cleveland has been everything we expected. High drama, massive social media engagement, and total chaos on and off the field. The leadership he has shown is a positive sign, but the 41st ranked production is a massive red flag that cannot be ignored. As we approach the draft and the start of the 2026 league year, the decisions made by the Browns front office regarding this circus will define their legacy for the next decade. This is Adam Schefter-level insight into a situation that is far from resolved. Stay tuned to this channel as we continue to track every development in this Cleveland Browns quarterback saga. The news is moving fast, and we will be here to break it all down for you as it happens.